Ayo, back at it again doing me. Peace and love reflections. Today we're doing a video in Common Sense and Common Sense 101. And in Common Sense 101, today's topic is what is trust. And you know how I like to do it. I'm not trying to sit here and wait for the people to get to the room. It's getting gotta do this shit. It's bothering me. Anyway, I'm waiting for people to get in the room. Just gonna get started because let's be real. Who like to sit through a long ass let me wait on people to get in the room. Let me wait for people to get in the room. Let me play some long ass music. Let me give you a cut scene so you can prepare yourself for the video. When you push play, you should have already known what the video was about. I ain't trying to be waiting, and I feel like there are people out there who trying to get on their game, get on their money, get on their paper to get to the area of their financial increase, and that they just they don't got time for shit because they doing shit and they building and they investing in themselves. So let's get started. So today's topic is what is trust. Now, the word trust is a pretty much basic common sense like word that we all understand. And then when we say, hey, what is trust and do I trust you, and what is really the word trust? The word trust is based on, in our reality, is when you say, hey, can I trust you? You're really asking a person, when you say something, are you actually following through? When you commit to something, do you truly believe in what you're committing? Are you 100? That's just plain and simple, really. Because to me, when somebody say, JoJo, I trust you, that means they're willing to allow their energy to to combine with theirs. And then they understand that when my energy combines with theirs, it's not going to send their energy on some spiral or send their energy downward or propel them in a direction they're not trying to go in. You feel me? Because when people come around me and they talk to me and they manifest with me, it depends on really how mood I'm in. If I feel like their energy is going to drain me, I'm kind of pushing isolation, But if their energy is something I want to mess with, and I want to conglomerate my energy with, then normal times we have a peaceful conversation. We got positivity bouncing off each other. We got we feed our intellect. We enjoy one another. You feel me? And when someone says, I trust you, they're willing to exchange energy with you. Now, financially, you may ask, because this is common sense 101. So, how does trust work with finances? Well, let's start at the beginning. If you can't be trusted to go and make yourself a resume and go take it to a job that you said to yourself and you said to others that you was going to get, then you don't have trust. Okay? You don't trust in yourself, and others don't trust you because you didn't follow through with what you said. Now, if you finally make it past the whole interview and the job thing, and you actually get yourself in a job, in a company, the company itself is in the interview is saying, I trust you enough to be part of my company. Because in the beginning I said, when you trust somebody, you trust in them to engage and combine their energy with yours. So when the company trusts you and they hire you, they're wanting you to combine your energy, and they believe that you have the same mindset as in the company you actually went to the interview and you were hired for. If you don't have trust, then there's no reason for them to hire you. Peace and love. So when you come through that level, after the company agrees that they trust you enough to bring you into their company, we have another level. Now, when you in the company and you're doing work, people need to trust that you can do the work that you said that you could do in the beginning in the interview, the reason why they trust you to do it. So now you got to build trust in your associates, trust in your employees, trust it don't matter if you're a boss, if you're an employee, if you are a manager, if you are a supervisor, whatever you are. If there is no trust, the company is not going to prosper. The company is not going to celebrate in that level that increases the incomes of everyone in it. So when you build that trust within your company, the company itself grows. What grows with the company, the money grows. You feel me? And if the money ain't growing, that means there's somewhere in that system somebody's not trustworthy. You feel me? Because being trustworthy, saying that you follow through on all the things that you commit to. And if you can't, they trust you to come to say, I can't. But if the company can't trust you in doing what you said you're going to do, then they have a trustworthy person. They may have a trustworthy group, but somewhere in that company, they're not trustworthy enough. So when you build in trust, you build in companies and you build in yourself. When we talking about financial trust right now, we're going to get to what trust is in a minute, but let's start with this part. So when you're building a company of trust, you building it. It's growing. Everybody's growing. Everybody's developing, because that company, those employees have families, and that family trusts you. You feel me? That family trusts you to do what you said you was going to do within the company that their loved ones and their friends and their families are into as well, because they believe that if you're doing your job, the person that they believe in and they love is in that job too, and y'all both are doing the same job. So therefore the company accelerates. You feel me? Without that trust, the company, the employees, yourself, the family that you don't even know, which is really your extended family, because when you go to work, you actually working for that family that you don't even know about. And most people don't even consider that part, because they're just kind of just in their own self bubble. But when you get the trust going and it starts moving like that, the company is building. Now, when the company is building, the company pays you more. When the company is building, the company pays you more. If the company ain't really building, they're not willing to give you raises. If the company really ain't building, they're not really ready to promote you. If the company not building, they money and what they doing is stagnated. And it's up to you to be trustworthy and to not be that party that caused the company to fall. Now, we're going to extend this into a different mindset. Your body, okay? Yourself is the number one business in the entire universe around you. Myself is the only business in my life that matters. And it should be the only business in your life that matters as well. Not me, not this business. This is my business. But yourself is your only business. Now, how does that go with trust? Trust in yourself that you can do the things that you say and you believe in that you can do. If you can't trust yourself, and you can't say, self, I'm waking up at 9 o'clock and I'm going to the gym. I'm waking up at 9 o'clock and I'm going to eat right. I'm waking up at 10 o'clock and I'm going to go walk a mountain. I'm doing these things. I'm going to meet up with my friends. I'm trusting myself to write myself this check and pay this bill on time. If you can't tell yourself these things and don't follow through, you lack trust in yourself. And if you don't have trust in yourself, when you go to another job, how they going to have trust in you if you don't have trust in self? Trust in self is number one, because the number one business that should be the number one business. I'm trying to talk. Like, it's not, that's a different story. I'm not even in the mood. But the number one thing in your life is you. That's just it. So let's go to Google and ask Google what trust is, because that's what if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section, and I'm able to read today. So today it says trust. It says trust is a noun. It's a firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. It's also a law, an arrangement whereby a person or a trustee holds property as its normal owner of the good of one or more beneficiaries. Trust is also a verb. It says believing in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of, and allowing credit to a customer. Now let's go back to what it was a noun. It says a firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, and strength of someone or something. So we talked about that earlier, how trust is when you rely on somebody to follow through what it is that they say they're going to do. And if they can't follow through, they're untrustworthy. So why are you hanging out with people that cause you to look untrustworthy? Because you are who you attract, and you are who you hang out with. So if you hang out with a bunch of untrustworthy people, then guess what? You look untrustworthy because you can't trust them. Because say you were hanging out with your friends, and your friends say, I'm going to take this phone here, I'm going to take it to so-and-so. And you trust them that they're going to take it to so-and-so, and they don't do it. Well, when so-and-so comes to you and they're just like, yo, did you tell so-and-so to bring me my phone? And they say, yeah, I did. And they say, well, then why didn't they do it? I don't know. I told them. Now you look untrustworthy. They start to think that you didn't tell them, and they start to think that the other person is untrustworthy because they didn't bring it. But all it is, you did your job, but that person you hang out with is untrustworthy. So now you look untrustworthy. So you are who you hang out with. You attract who you are. So if you're not untrustworthy, don't attract untrustworthy people, and don't keep them in your group. Keep a mindset, an open mind, and be aware of those around you who ain't trustworthy. Because we're going to get into it. It says, an arrangement whereby a person, which is a trustee, holds property as an owner of goods and one or more beneficiaries. A trust is a setup, a safekeeping, keeping, protection, charge, care, custody, and more. All right, so we just talked about what trust is. In the law, a trustee is a property owner. They trust that you're going to keep the land going where you live. They trust that you got a plot of land, or you have a business, or you have construction, that you will follow the laws given to you to keep that going. If you buy a house, the law is, the government is trusting you to keep your grass cut, to keep the power going, to not burn up all the other people's houses next to you. They're trusting you. And that right there builds your credit. Because right here it says, as a verb, the word trust is allowing credit to a customer. If you don't have trust, if the government in the credit bureau can't look and see your purpose, we talked about this last video, if your purpose isn't trustworthy, if you saying I need $1,000 because I just need it, that's not trustworthy enough, because they look down your line, you may have like a 500 credit score, and it's like, well, you don't really pay your bills, and you look like you got kicked out twice. I don't really want to give you $1,000, as if you said, and as you said, hey Noreen, peace and love, and as you say that I have a 700 credit score and I need $1,000. They look and you say, what's your purpose? I just need it. And they say, well, you allowed to pay your bills. You allowed to, you allowed $1,000 because you pay your bills on time. You haven't been kicked. You actually following directions, and it looks like you do what you say you're going to do. You feel me? So when you build trust through your life, it builds and you can grow in different aspects of your life. So let's go on. It says, what does trust mean? Trusting someone means that you think they are reliable. You have confidence in them and you feel safe with them physically and emotionally, financially, spiritually, intellectually. They put just a few of them, but you have to think on things in all levels. Peace and love. You have to think on things on all different levels, because we are not just one level planes. You know, we are different aspects in different directions, in, out, to and fro, around, halfway. We all aspects, we have to think about it. And it says, trust is something that two people or more in a relationship can build together when they decide to trust each other. You cannot build if there is no trust. You cannot grow your finances if there is no trust. Your finances can't grow if someone didn't trust you to invest in you. Someone didn't trust you to work for them. Someone didn't trust you to build with them. Someone didn't trust you with something. You cannot grow if there is no trust. So think about that. When you ask somebody to do something, how much trust do you have in them? When you are told to do something, how much trust do they have in you? I'm going to just take myself for example. Literally, I quit my dog walking job. It was just not, I trust myself enough that I can not have to work at such a low rate. I trust myself enough that I know that I can do and get there to the level of income that I want. So I quit to force myself to trust myself. Now, when I quit, it was regularly. I could do it, every now and again, but it was my backup. You feel me? It was what I chose to do because I knew it would be there, and I knew I had control. I didn't have full control, but I had enough control, but it was stagnating me. So I trust myself. And I quit. All of a sudden, all of my people around me, those that I was always, I'm their number one dog walker, bro. They started coming to me and they started saying things like, can you be my personal? Can you just work for me then? I don't care if you don't work for the company. I care about you working for me. And sorry, guys. That's what took me so long early. Anyway, it is what it is. So anyway, back to the story here. So they was telling me things like, can you do this? This lady that I know that I'm her private dog walker. She trusts me enough to stay in her house for like a month just watching her dog. You feel me? If she didn't have trust in me, if I didn't build trust with her, she wouldn't allow me to do it. Spend a month in somebody else's house on their TV, coming in and out. She left her car there. She left all her prized possessions there, but she trusted me. And because she trusted me and I instilled trust, I was committed, and I always told her what I was going to do, and I followed through with it. That grew my income. Because now that I'm not part of that business, they took 20% out every time I used them. I got the 20% back because I quit. I got the 20% back because I gained trust. I got the 20% back because I believed in myself, because I'm the number one business. Now, after I got the 20%, you feel me? After I got the 20%, after I got my trust back in place, the money she gave me was abundance. You feel me? I was in a clean environment. The internet was free. The yard was cut. The water was pure. The food was, she stacked the fridge for me. Fruits and vegetables. She didn't put no meat in there for me. She put fruit and vegetables. Like, she trusted me so much that she took her money and she invested in me. You feel me? How many people right now can say that somebody will literally set them up in one spot, give them everything they want because they trust them? They trust you to do the right thing. They trust you to treat their things how you would want to be treated if that stuff was yours. They trust you to take their car to and fro. They trust you. Because when they trust you, they are the ones that you don't have to say, can you loan me $20? They see you hustling and they say, here, take $500, take $1,000. They trust you. And without trust, you can't build, y'all. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. It says, how does trust work? Trust is created when a person gives property to another person or a trustee to hold for the benefit of a third party, a beneficiary. A trust is a legal way to hold and protect your assets for the future. It sets out who the beneficiaries are, who the trustees are, and how the trust will be administered. So we just talked about that. It takes trust. It takes two people to start off with to gain trust. First, it starts with yourself, but that's something you can't see outside yourself. That's in here. So when you decide to exchange something, there's trust built. Right there, the exchange is saying, I'm giving you trust. I'm trusting you. And then legally, they're giving you most likely finances, property, something that's outside of yourself. Then that happens, and then you can build from that. Now, once the trust is established, you need to follow through with it, because trust can be broken, and it's hard to get trust back, because once trust is broken, it's like building a building, detonating the bottom of it, and then saying the building's gonna stand still, and it's not. So trust is like that. It's always ready to be broken down, and you never know when it's gonna be broken down. But if you keep up with it, it'll keep everything up, and it won't break down. So you always got to make sure your trust is established, so that the foundations of things that you are building can stay firm, and you can continue to build on them. What is an example of trust? An example of trust is the belief that someone will be truthful. An example of trust is the hope a parent has when they let their teenager borrow a car. The trust is when your friends lend you $20 because you said you're going to pay them back Friday, and you pay them back Friday. A trust is when somebody say, can you watch my dog, my cat, my kid, and you watch them and they come back the same damn way they left. A trust is when somebody says, hey, I need $20 to eat, feed my family because I'm on the street and I'm begging, and you actually do it. You feel me? A trust is something you commit to and you follow through. If you cannot do that, then it is what you are trying to do in your life isn't going well. Can you be in love with someone and not trust them? Yes, you are. Yes, you are honest and will never hurt them and care so deeply for them and their broken, painful past. But you are someone who is worthy of trust. You cannot truly love without trust. Any relationship that isn't built with a secure foundation of faith will break. If your relationship is not based on trust, if there is no trust, if you have broken the foundation of your trust in any way, you cannot commit, you have not committed, the foundation of your relationship is shambles. It may not fall apart today or tomorrow, but next week, next year, 10 years from now, based on this one thing you didn't do. Say your husband or your wife told you they was going to take the car out and they was going to bring it back after they went on a trip with their friends, and they didn't come back from that trip for 3 months. Maybe 5 years down the line, that person going to ask, where were you? You spent like 3 months and you didn't call me, you didn't text me. You've now built an unstable trust foundation. And now throughout all the time you've been between point A and point B, there's been questioning. And you can feel that questioning within the relationship. You may not state it outward, but you can feel it. You feel me? So when you in these relationships and you do things that are untrustworthy, understand the feeling and understand that you need to become a trustworthy person in order for your relationship to be stable and in order for your ship to float. You feel me? And if the person broke your trust, it is up to both of you to restable that foundation, because it's a relationship. It's two things building on a ship, okay, from point A to point B. It's not just you, or it wouldn't be called a relationship. It'd just be you and the ship. So, and then you still got trust within yourself. So building trust within yourself is a key. So work together. If two of y'all are in that relationship and the trust is broken because of one, y'all need to work together to build that foundation again. I don't know what my ring is. That's weird. Let's go. It says, what does God say about trust? Let's hit it. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean unto your own understanding. Whoever trusts in your own mind is a fool. Whoever trusts in his own mind is a fool, but he who walks in wisdom will be delivered. And my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches and glories by Christ Jesus. Okay, let me get deep, y'all. Metaphorically speaking, I don't believe in anything that I just read. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. The Lord is the all, and it creates all things. If you can trust in yourself to do what you are doing, and it is in a good, positive mindset, then what you are doing and what you are believing in is the right thing for you. That's just what it is to me. It says, do not lean on your own understanding. In my mind, it says, do not lean on just saying, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing is right. But be open to other things outside of you to say, hey, this could be a different way. This could be a different thing. But if you don't trust in yourself, you don't trust others to help you out. And when they tell you something that could be good for you, if you don't trust them, then you're not really stable in your mind. Because it's just about you. And we can't all be right 100%. We can't all be right 100% with just our own mind. Because our mind is affected by the reality and the environment we are in. So we're in an environment of untrustworthy people, and we think we're the only ones can trust. Again, you attract who you are. You are who you are if you don't really think about what you're doing. You don't commit. So you can't trust yourself. You can't trust others. You can't trust the environment around you. You got an unstable mindset. And it says that my God shall supply all your according to his riches and glories by Christ Jesus. That's great and all, but nature is my God, y'all. Jesus is the sun, literally the sun. So the sun will provide everything we need because it shows us the light, it feeds our food, it keeps us going. And God, which is everything and all things, will supply what we need, because no matter what you do in this world, you have what you need. If you feel like you don't have it, then you don't have it. If you think you have it, then you do. It is all in the mind. Anyway, so it says, why would a person want to set up a trust? It is your money, so you get to decide. Since the assets are no longer yours, you do not have to pay income tax on any money made from assets. Also, the proper planning, hold on, we didn't skip some words, y'all. Hold on, I'm going to have to click that and see what that means. Oh, that's what it was. It says, if you've heard of a trust fund, you do not know what they are or how they work. You're not alone. Many people know just one key fact about trust funds. They're set up by the ultra wealthy as a way to protect passing on significant sums of money to family, friends, and entities after they pass away. Only part of the conventional wisdom is true, though. Trust funds are designed to allow a person's money to continue to be useful well after they have passed away. But trustees aren't useful only for ultra high net worthy individuals. Middle class people can use trust funds as well, and setting up one isn't entirely out of financial reach. How does a trust fund work? To understand how a trust fund operates, let's look at an example. We've worked hard all of our lives and have built a comfortable savings cushion. You know that sometimes in the future you're going to pass away, and you want your hard-earned savings to go to the people you love or charities or causes that you believe in. Now, what about loved ones who are not financially savvy as you? You could be concerned that leaving them a lump sum gift because they might use it irresponsibly. Furthermore, you may even like to see your money carried over for generations to come. If this is how you feel, then you should set up a living, irrevocable trust fund. This type of trust can be set up to begin disbursing funds when a certain condition is met. There are no stipulations that you cannot be alive when this happens. You can place cash, stocks, real estate, or other viable assets in your trust. You meet with an attorney to decide the beneficiaries and set stipulations. Maybe you say that the beneficiaries receive a monthly payment, could only use the funds for education expenses due to an injury, disability, or a purchase of a home. This is your money, so you decide. Although the trust is irrevocable, the money is not the property of the person receiving it. Because of this, a child accompanied for applying for financial aid will not have to claim these funds as an asset. As a result, there will no longer be an impact on eligibility for needs-based financial aid. The truster can also establish trust for future generations of children, making the trust a lasting legacy of the infinite number of generations. Because of it's irrevocable, you don't have the option of later dissolving the trust fund. Once you place assets in trust, they are no longer yours. They are under the care of the trustee. A trustee is a bank, attorney, or an entity set up for this purpose. Since the assets are no longer yours, you do not have to pay income tax on any money made from the assets. Although the proper planning in the assets can be exempt from the estate or gift taxes, these tax exemptions are primary reasons some people set up irrevocable trusts. If you, the truster, which is the person that sets up the trust, is in a higher income tax bracket, set up the irrevocable trust allows you to remove these assets from your network and move into a lower tax bracket. All right, let's think about what we just read. What I just read was that if you die, you can set up what they call a trust fund, and it says that this money can go to so-and-so at this time to do whatever they want to do with it. Or you can have an irrevocable one, which has stipulations, which again goes with trust, because you're trusting these people that you give your money to after you pass to do what they need to do in order to do it. Now, if I say I'm trusting you with my CD business, right? And I'm trusting you to do it, and if you can do these certain things, if you can keep it running for 10 years, if you can move to a certain place to keep the things going, keep all the bills paid, you can have this amount of money. If you don't do it, then that trust fund isn't funded to you. And it's irrevocable. You can't just say, well, I halfway did it. No, you got full trust. And it's saying, I trust you to do it. If you don't do it, you don't get it. If you do get it, if you do it, you do get it. So now what I just read, though, it says when you are paying income tax, if you set up a trust fund, that is taking off your tax. So say you have $5.2 million, right? And that's taxed like quite a bit, right? What you would do is set up a trust fund and say, I want to set up a trust fund and take $2.5 million out of that and set that in my trust fund for the future. You know, and my stipulations are that I can't access, or so-and-so can't access, or this building can't access, this corporation can't access this money until this happens. And there you got, and then it takes off because now it becomes exempt. So now you don't owe the 5.25 million. Now you own just about 3 million instead of the 5 that you would have owed. So your tax is now deducted. So even if you don't own, that's a high frame of mindset. If you own 50 grand a year as taxable income, you can make a trust fund, and you could decrease your taxes that way. So it's kind of a small way of understanding how you can decrease your taxes and save yourself money for the future. Because you could say, I want an irrevocable tax fund for myself, and I can only get myself, because I'm pretty sure that's how it sets up. Or you can trust it into someone else's name, and when they get a certain thing, they can say, hey, in 2030, I'm trusting you to be able to do this with the business, or give this back to me at this certain time, blah, blah, blah. So you can get your trust fund going, and you can decrease your income taxes. It says that, okay, trust fund drawbacks. There are some downsides to setting up a trust. The biggest downside is the attorney fees. Think of a trust as a human in the eyes of the law. This new person has to pay taxes, and the machines of the trust have to be written in extraordinary amounts of detail in order to make it tax efficient as possible. It has to be crafted by somebody who has lots of specialized legal and financial knowledge. Trust attorneys are expensive. A traditional irrevocable trust is likely cost a minimum of a few $1,000s and could cost even more. So if you set up a trust, hopefully you have enough money to pretty much back that up, to have somebody do it. Or, because you know how I feel about it, I am my own, you gain the knowledge. You find a way to gain the knowledge to do the things that a trust attorney will do, and then you do it. Because why are you spending your thousands of dollars on somebody else when you can do it? And I bet it'll take you less time. And then maybe if you can understand how a trust attorney works, other people will trust you to do their trust funds. Now you've increased your income all from trust. That's what that's why the class today is about trust. Increase your income based on trust. Now, how do you do that? I just told you one way. Learn how a trust attorney works. Tell people that you know how to set up a trust fund. Explain to them what a trust fund is. They may pay you instead of somebody else. That increased your trust. It just saves you money, because now you know how to set up a trust fund. You can set up multiple trust funds for yourself. You don't have to pay thousands and thousands upon thousands of dollars. Now you've increased your income. You feel me? You've lowered your taxes. You've increased your income. Other options, you have a will, which is a written cost for less money, but your property is subject to more taxes, and terms can easily be contested in the process called probate. Initially, you won't have as much control over your assets or how your assets are used. If the will is contested, attorney fees will eat up the large portion of the money that you wanted to see used in a way that will benefit others. So what they're saying is, financially thinking, a will is great, but a trust fund is better, financially speaking. If you're trying to give houses away and shit like that, do a will. If you're trying to talk about money, I would suggest a trust fund. Okay. Now that we talked about all of that, we got 7 significantly proven ways to earn trust as a leader. It says, number 1, ask what you can give. What can you give to others to cause them to trust you? Is it mental giving, spiritual giving, intellectual giving, financial giving, emotional giving? What type of giving can you do in order for someone to trust you? Number 2, facilitate breakthrough conversations. Talk to people about why you are trustworthy. You tell them, hey, I got this set of money, or I have this kind of information in my mind, and so I'm going to say websites. I know how to make a website. And they say, how many websites do you make? And that comes the second too. That comes the second question. Because you got to facilitate breakthrough conversations. Because the next question somebody's going to ask when you tell them what you can give is, how many times have you done it? Who have you done this with? And you have to explain to them in a normal conversation. I talked to so-and-so, and I just set up their website for this person, and this person, and therefore I'm good at it. And then they come to number 3. Let the people know what they can count on. They say, well, what's all part of this website? Well, the website is I can do this, this, and this because I've done it this many times. And what it's done is brought more people to their pages, let them know what they were doing. Their income increased because now they had a way to communicate to the masses. I set up their social networking system so they got more people coming in and talking to them. And I was spreading their material around, getting their organization out there. They said, well, that's what they could count on. So could you be able to do that for me? And you say, yes, if you wanted a website, if you wanted a social network, this is just an example. You feel me? Implement this strategy into your own life when you talk to other people, when you're trying to build with them. Because this is where you trust as a leader. You have to build because trust is the foundation. So number 4 is provide whole person feedback. And then most people say, let me show you, I did this website for so-and-so. And they pull it up. And they say, I did this. See, that look nice, right? That's proof right there, because number 4 is providing whole person feedback. Obviously, it's going great. If it wasn't going great, you wouldn't show them, right? So if you couldn't go to number 4, that shows you're not a great leader because you don't have real person feedback. Because in the beginning, you told them that you had something to give. Then you talked to them about how you done it before. Then you let them know what they could think. Let them know what they could count on if you had done it for them. And then you actually show them physical examples of what you've done. You've literally shown them personal feedback. So it says number 5, it says draw a line against gossip. And because sometimes they say, well, so-and-so said I shouldn't do that because this and that, and this is this negative aspect of whatever it is you're talking about. You say, well, I heard that too, but did you know this, that, and this? This allows them to this allows you to show that you know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing, and you have full confidence and trust within yourself to do and accomplish what it is that they said that they want you to do. Number 6, it says, speak of mistakes, embrace yourself. Feel free to say, yeah, I did a couple of websites, or it wasn't great, or I did fix that card and it wasn't that great, or it did take a little long, or I did have some hiccups, but I successfully did it and I accomplished it. Feel free to understand who you are. We all make mistakes. We're not perfect. None of us, well, I would say as a whole, as an earth, we are perfect because the all made us how it made us, and everything works abundantly. But we all make mistakes, and embrace yourself. So when you trying to become a leader, it's okay to say, hey, I made a mistake. It's okay to say, hey, we all need to do better. We're not growing as fast. We're not doing, as a leader, accepting and embracing yourself, encouraging your employees, encouraging yourself. Number 7 is know thyself. I'm gonna put all this in the description so you can go back to this, so you can understand who it is that you're speaking. When you all want to become leaders, because I am my own leader. And I'm not trying to really lead anybody. And if people follow me, it's because they choose that they want to be their own leaders. I'm not trying to lead you guys. I'm just trying to give the information that I know. And I'm just trying to share it. Information is free. I love to share. I'm doing my part. So there are 7 significant proven ways to earn trust as a leader. And I'm just giving you the seven ways. So let's go back to what we had talked about earlier, because I hit my hour and I don't want to be here all day. I got other stuff to do. We talked about what trust is. We talked about what trust really means. We talked about how does trust work. We talked about the main purpose of trust, examples of trust. We talked about relationships and trusting in relationships. We even trust about what trust is in the Bible. Trust in the Bible is about trusting a higher power that you can't see or feel. And even if you just believe in the all Yahweh, if you can't see him, you can't feel him, you're giving trust to something else. And that's faith. That's just what faith is. But everybody have their own idea of what faith is to them. But in the extent of it all, the foundation of it, the foundation of all things around us is trust. The plant trusts the ground to give it nutrients. The bird trusts the ground to provide the house for the worms to eat. The trees trust that the bees will pollinate it to get more trees out there. You feel me? There's the foundation of all things that are building is called trust. And if you cannot trust in yourself, who can you trust? Who can you trust? Now, so yeah. So, if there's no questions, if there's questions, leave them in the comment. If there's not any questions, then there's not any questions. If you have something you want to speak with me on, hit me in the inbox. Also, this is what I'm doing now. This is my day. Let that load up. This is my website, Manifestational EnergyExchange.com. You can't see it, but that's what it is. Welcome to me. This tells you about me. This is my website. This tells you what Manifestational Energy Exchange is. Right now it says, what are you manifesting? I actually got to take this off now because this is over. I'm going to replace it with something else. Same concept, same business, but now we're doing something different. If you have any dreams you want to get turned to reality, click here, and then we'll speak, and then I'll help you manifest. These are a couple people. If you want to be promoted on the front of my page, send me a link. Tell me what it is that you're doing, and then I'll post you on here. This is the Equalites. This is my own spiritual organization that I have built from the ground up. It's called the Equalites. It is people who want to be equal to the light of the all. Again, I built this from the ground up. They practice omanism, which is, there's always some truth in all religions pretty much. Gathering of the Souls, Sika, she puts together these things about the wounds. Women, I love it when women get together and help each other. So whenever she posts good women gathering things, I normally post it here. These is some of the things our friends are doing. My friend, she does pet photography. I sell things. My other homie, he does beekeeping and removal services. Frankie, she and her girlfriend, they do they have a resort where they teach and promote natural living and wellness. Biology Y, which is Brandon does, he does amazing work. I would recommend getting with him and letting him explain to you what he does, because he teaches knowledge beyond just like physical knowledge. He teaches frequency knowledge and everything. This is my homie, and I can't wait for Felix to get his cookbook going, because that's amazing. My other homie here is Great Herbalist. The Defend Water, they always trying to save the water. Always. This man here is always trying to right here, always trying to come up with new organic ways of health. And like lotions, soaps, hair shampoos, all organic. She right here is your metaphysical shop, rocks, crystals, necklaces, and things. This is my friend Angie. She started from the ground up. Her mobile auto mechanics. She fixes boats, cars, and other things. They're mobile, so it's a pretty decent thing to go through. Sending a message. Let's see what else I got going. Hold on. Right here. Right here is the energy exchange section. This is where I promote people to, if you have a job that you're trying to get more clients with, I'll put you on here. Because as you can see, these are jobs that I know if you're on the go, you can apply for, and you most likely will get them. This is another job I'm doing, which is sprinklers systems. I'm doing it with my friend Andrew. We fix and repair sprinklers. I also do business cards, and I put this little Q&R code there so that you can save a tree. Because you guys, let's be real. Business cards, them little cards, they everywhere. And you just throw them on the ground. But if you have one electronically, you wouldn't need to have to waste so many trees. Also, these are other things that I normally do. I do spiritual life coaching, graphic arts, and also do calls where I let people just talk and tell me what they're doing. My econ is another thing I'm doing. It helps you manage your credit scores and teaches you about increasing your income. What else got going? Again, I told you this was my shop. I sell and buy things and help you guys sell things. This is manifesting. Energy exchange 2. Oh, my other homie, I got page 2. He sells organic teas from Honduras. He has different kind. Right now he has soursop, mango, and avocado. You would just go and you would just click and it will tell you what it is. Blah, blah, blah. So what else we got going here? Understand that each button, Cash Flow Factory. See, this is why I'm doing this today. I got to update this since this already happened. So we got new things coming out. This is always happening, but I got to update this. This hasn't happened yet, but it's on its way. But these are all the things we've already done. If you want to learn more, you just hit these buttons. What else we got? Thought I'd just take the time out to show y'all what's happening. Manifestational ed. These, if you like to teach your knowledge, hit me up. I promote that. Biology Y, he's always teaching, and I give y'all like a small synapse of what they teach. You know, this is a couple things he's good at. He has his Herbalite teas. He does beautiful art. He shows you how to change frequencies and what they look like. Again, he does art. John Earl Gray, he's always talking about cosmology, and he got a Facebook. He also has a YouTube. Nasha, he's always doing him. I can't really explain it, but he is doing what he believes is right, as he is himself. And that's pretty much all I can say. I don't want to speak about what he is doing because he's the only one that knows what he's doing. This showing you what an E-card is, and it's self-explanatory. The last thing I've been working on is my music page, and this pretty much is what it looks like. We talk about frequencies, sound waves, because I'm trying to change the world through sound. Once you go to a certain page, though, you see where it says Cosmic Connections? You have to click on it. And when you click on it, it'll take you to Cosmic Connections. It's where people who actually make music that's not so controversial, I guess. And I'm going to have to change that because I want that flipped. But yeah, so this is pretty much what I'm doing with my life. There's a couple people here. Cosmic Connection got 2 pages. Even if you don't got a SoundCloud, I promote you. Even if you just got a YouTube. And yeah, so that's manifestational.meexchange.com. But like I said, I'm working on it, and I'm working on it. I'm not hiring anybody because I am my own. And I believe that we all can increase our income, increase our mindset if we trust ourselves and then allow others to trust in us so we can be trustworthy individuals. That's today's video. And so remember, treat yourself how you want to be treated. Treat others the way that you should be treated if you were them. And they should be treated if they were you. And if you were them, how would you want to be treated? So treat them how that understanding comes out of you. Always continue to gain knowledge, because gaining knowledge is the only way we can exchange energy, we can grow, we can build trust, we can change anything in our environment, because gaining knowledge is the only way we can help ourselves and others. You feel me? So peace and love. Keep doing you. Remember, go hit me up at manifestationalenergyexchange.com and speak with you guys later. See you next Tuesday.